Your dream home could be quietly costing you tens of thousands you didn't budget for every single year. Most people only see the mortgage payment and think that's the whole story, but that number is just the visible tip of a very expensive iceberg. If you're a homeowner now, or even just thinking about buying, you might be surprised to learn how much wealth is leaking away from your wallet. We are taught that buying a home is always the best path to wealth, but that narrative often skips over some critical, costly details. Take a typical house bought for $400,000. Many new homeowners focus on the $2,000 to $2,500 monthly mortgage payment. But when you factor in everything else, those costs can easily swell to $4,000 or even $5,000 a month. That's a staggering difference of $20,000 to $30,000 a year, vanishing into expenses you might not have accounted for. This isn't just theory. It's a stark financial reality many homeowners face, blindsided by the true financial commitment their property demands beyond the purchase price. What does that mean for you? It means you are potentially pouring tens of thousands of dollars into a money pit annually, money that could be invested, saved for retirement, or used to build real wealth. This isn't just about losing cash. It's about losing financial freedom, delaying your goals, and locking yourself into a situation that feels more like a burden than an asset. Understanding these hidden costs isn't just smart. It's essential for making truly informed financial decisions that align with your long-term prosperity. So, what are these hidden costs, and how can you actually spot them before they drain your bank account? Today, we're going to break down exactly 3 major categories of homeownership expenses that most people overlook. First, we'll talk about the ongoing, often unpredictable costs of maintenance and repairs. Then, we'll dive into the relentless yearly drain of property taxes and insurance premiums. Finally, we'll uncover the significant, yet often forgotten, transaction fees and opportunity costs that can change the entire financial equation. Let's start with maintenance and repairs, which are far more substantial than most first-time buyers expect. You might budget for minor fixes, but what about the big-ticket items? Things like a new roof, which can run $15,000 to $30,000, or replacing an HVAC system, a $5,000 to $10,000 expense. These aren't annual, but they are inevitable. Homeowners often underestimate this category, thinking a new house means no problems, but even new homes need constant upkeep from day one. Then there are the smaller but equally constant costs: landscaping, pest control, gutter cleaning, appliance repairs. These expenses can easily add up to $3,000 to $5,000 a year for an average home, sometimes much more depending on the age and size. This isn't discretionary spending. It's essential to protect your investment. But these are just the tangible costs you see. The next expense category is even more relentless, hitting your bank account every single year, often with increasing force. Next up are property taxes and homeowners insurance, 2 non-negotiable costs that rarely stay the same. Property taxes determined by local assessors can fluctuate significantly. For a $400,000 home, annual property taxes could easily be $4,000 to $8,000, varying widely by location, and they almost always increase over time. This isn't a fixed cost you can ignore. It's a recurring bill that demands attention and often a larger chunk of your income than you initially planned for. Homeowners insurance, another vital expense, protects your property against damage, but its premiums are also subject to increases. Depending on your location and risk factors like natural disasters, annual premiums can range from $1,000 to $3,000 or more. Together, property taxes and insurance can add another $5,000 to $10,000 or more to your yearly home ownership costs. These aren't one-time hits. They are an ongoing, predictable drain. And while those bills hit every year, the real gut punch often comes when you buy or sell. If you're finding this breakdown useful in understanding the true financial picture of homeownership, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Wealth Decoded. We're here to cut through the noise and give you clear, actionable financial insights every week, helping you make smarter money moves. Your support helps us keep creating content that empowers you to build lasting wealth without the hype or the hidden agendas. Now let's talk about the biggest hidden costs that often go completely uncalculated. The third category, transaction costs, often gets completely glossed over, especially by first-time buyers. When you buy a house, you face closing costs, appraisal fees, inspection fees, loan origination fees, title insurance, and more. These can easily amount to 2% to 5% of the home's purchase price. For a $400,000 home, that's $8,000 to $20,000 just to close the deal. This is money out the door before you even get the keys, and it doesn't build equity. And if you ever decide to sell, you will face another set of significant costs. Real estate agent commissions, typically 5% to 6% of the sale price, plus potential staging, repairs, and legal fees. Selling a $400,000 home could mean another $20,000 to $24,000 in commissions alone. So between buying and selling, you could be looking at $30,000 to $50,000 or more in transaction fees over a few years. These are not small numbers, and they significantly impact your actual return on investment, which brings us to the most overlooked cost of all. This is the big one, opportunity cost. When you put a large down payment on a home, say $80,000 on a $400,000 house, that money is tied up. It is no longer available to invest in the stock market or other assets that could generate returns. Over 10 years, that $80,000, if invested in a diversified portfolio earning a modest 7% annually, could grow to over $157,000. That's nearly an extra $80,000 you missed out on, purely from locking up your capital in a down payment instead of investing it for growth. The revelation here is that homeownership, while often touted as a wealth-building strategy, comes with a vast array of hidden expenses that can make it financially less appealing than renting for many individuals, especially those who prioritize flexibility or have strong investment alternatives. When you combine maintenance, taxes, insurance, and transaction costs with the massive opportunity cost of your down payment, the true annual cost of owning can easily eclipse your rent payments, sometimes by $10,000, $20,000, or even $30,000 per year. The biggest takeaway is that financial flexibility and liquidity are valuable assets that traditional homeownership often sacrifices. It is not always about buying versus renting, but about the true cost of each decision. So, before you rush into homeownership, or if you're already in it, take the time to really crunch these numbers. Don't just look at the mortgage payment. Look at the full, comprehensive financial picture. Calculate your potential yearly maintenance, your property tax increases, your insurance bumps, and the real impact of transaction fees and lost investment opportunities. It might reveal that staying flexible, or even renting and investing the difference, could be the smarter path to building lasting wealth for you. For more clear, actionable money insights that help you decode your finances, make sure you're subscribed to Wealth Decoded.